Welcome to day 11 of the 30-day challenge for prayer. It's been quite a long time since I've really recorded any new footage, just because of getting busy and kind of being a little bit lazy, so I apologize if you're trying to follow along and I'm making it difficult for you. So I'm going to try to hit it Monday morning. Here we go. And I'm actually going to jump back a week in the sense of following along with Mark Roberts' message that we had on prayer, and we focused on the Lord's Prayer. And the first thing I want to kind of reference is that there was a section that's, kind of a warning that says, don't be like the hypocrites, because they want to be seen by people when it comes to prayer, and they want to be elevated and lifted up. And, the Bible talks about their reward is with man. And I hope that you guys don't get the sense that that's my heart in this thing. And I do have several people who are trying to come along because it's encouraging them to be spending time with God. So it really is supposed to be an encouragement to others and nothing to elevate myself somehow. So I hope you understand that's my heart. So this section is about the Lord's Prayer, and we see that the Lord's Prayer is actually meant to be something where Jesus gave us a blueprint or a plan of how we can pray, but it's not anything about the wording itself that's like the most important part. So just mumbling this prayer over and over doesn't have any special significance, but using the features in the prayer is really important, so we can kind of mimic the way Jesus prayed so that we can follow in those ways. So I'm going to pray with roughly the idea of the Lord's Prayer kind of right in the back of my mind, and go through the order of the things that Jesus had taught us about, and then those things will just hopefully come out in a natural kind of prayer. Well, God, I want to start off with just praying and acknowledging that you are holy, that you stand above us all, you are supreme in power and wisdom, and God, you know us better than anybody else. You know our hearts. God, I just ask that you would be honored in my life and the way that I move about and the way I speak to people and the way my attitude shows through. Help me to be patient and help me to be kind. And help me to show love to people around me. I ask God that your kingdom would rule and reign in my city, in my life, and as it relates to me and my family, that your kingdom would be evident in our lives, that we would be people that show what your rule and reign in a family looks like. We ask God that ultimately your will is the strongest thing that happens in our lives, that the things that you want to happen take place in our lives, that you would help us to see what your will is, and you would help us to accomplish your will in our lives. God, I thank you for your provision that you've given us. I thank you that you have given us a home over our heads. You've given us the ability to keep food on the table, and also that you've given us enough resources to be able to bless others around us. I just ask you to continue to look after our needs, continue to make sure that we're taken care of. I ask that you would help keep our health in mind. God, I ask that you would forgive me for those things that I do, the sinful things that enter my mind, the sinful things that enter my heart, where I would sometimes act on them and sometimes not. But I ask God that you would forgive me for those things that I do, the sins that I operate in, sometimes not even really aware of the things I'm doing that I'm sure would cause damage around me. So I ask God you would forgive me for those intentional sins and unintentional sins as well, and the things that I do that do not bring glory to your name. And I also ask you would help me to forgive those around me who hurt or offend me in some way, that come against me, come against you, and God, help me to have grace and forgiveness for the world around me. I ask God, as this day rolls on, that you would help to keep me from temptations that might just raise up at any time. Keep me from being tempted to lose my temper. Keep me from being tempted to look at things I shouldn't look at, or think about things I shouldn't think about, or say things I shouldn't say. God, just keep me from those temptations. I ask your Spirit's voice would be strong in my ear, and that I would be obedient to listen and to obey when it comes to the time to make decisions on, to follow those desires or whatever it would be. Help me to stand strong. Also, Father, I ask you to bless and protect myself and my family from the forces of darkness that are out there. Obviously, we don't see them very regularly, but God, I know that they're working, and I don't think that they spend a lot of time sitting on their hands. And so I ask God that we would just be alert. Help us to have hearts that are healed and not weak and exposed to be footholds for the enemy. So that was one example of praying through the Lord's Prayer. Jesus kind of gave us that outline to pray, but we don't pray the outline, right? We pray the content. So whatever it is that applies to our lives, we pray those features through the Lord's Prayer. So I thank you guys for coming along with us. Keep encouraging me to keep making the videos and keep going forward. There's still a ways to go on these, and so I hope that you're still being encouraged by them. So I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.